This morning, a brain chip has been successfully implanted in a human, according to Elon Musk.
Imagine the joy of connecting with your loved ones, browsing the web, or even playing games using only your thoughts.
Elon was explaining it, you're going to have such a competitive advantage if you have this chip, if you have this Neuralink.
This, I think, has a very good purpose, which is to cure important diseases, and ultimately to help secure humanity's future as a civilization.
Yeah, first of all, it's just another example of how great this country is. When there's a need and the technologies there, people that are brilliant develop these products and they're for the good of mankind. But let's make sure from a ethical and from a control standpoint, we don't let things get out of control with this stuff. That's all.
How's it going, YouTube? Michael here. So this case file episode is gonna be looking into this Neuralink brain chip and what scientists think is going on, and what we should be really worried about too, because as always, this can't be a good thing for regular citizens. So let's see. Some researchers are concerned about a lack of transparency surrounding the implant. Yeah. Apparently, from what I heard, Elon Musk didn't register this at clinictrials.gov or nothing. He just put out a tweet, trial successful, patient good. Neuralink, the company through which entrepreneur Elon Musk is revolutionizing BCIs, has implanted a brain reading device into a person for the first time, according to a tweet posted by Musk on January 29th. This part right here, the first time? That's not true. That's not true. There's a company called DARPA who's been doing stuff like this forever. One of the ways they've been doing this is it's called the DARPA Avatar Project. DARPA wants to give soldiers robot surrogates avatar style to control bipedal robot surrogates on the battlefield. It's not science fiction. It's DARPA's 2012 budget. Or 2013, I apologize. In 2013 budget, DARPA had decided to pour $7 million into the Avatar project, whose goal is to develop interfaces and algorithms to enable a soldier to effectively partner with a semi-autonomous bipedal machine and allow it to act as a soldier's surrogate.
Today we've conducted a successful demonstration with the University of Technology in Sydney. This has been a four-way collaboration supported through the Defence Innovation Hub and using our partnership with the Defence Science and Technology Group, DSTG. This four-way collaboration focused on how we could create a brain robotic interface that will allow a soldier, rather than operating an autonomous system with a command console, to operate the system using brain signals.
In BlackRock Neurotech, they also have BCIs as well. Like, Elon Musk is not the first one. Man, let me go check this man's website. What's going on right here? Imagine moving your hands up. Man, listen. We should just go ahead and see what's going on right now with this website. Oh, here it is at the top bottom. At the bottom. Our mission. This is from Neuralink. To create a generalized brain interface to restore autonomy to those with unmet medical needs today and unlock human potential tomorrow. The only way I'm touching this is if it automatically can translate languages for me. If that's the case, I'm not touching it. They're saying it's currently focused on giving people with quadriplegia the ability to control their computers and mobile devices with their thoughts. There are a lot of companies doing this right now, like surgical companies or medical companies, whatever they are. And this is how the implant look. You really trying to tell me you want this on your brain? What? There's no way. No, hold on, I'm looking at this shit now. That's too big. Wait, that's too big.
the hole would be small. How big would the hole be that you have to drill and then replace with this piece? It's only one hole?
Yeah, the device we're working on right now is about an inch in diameter. And your skull's pretty thick, by the way. So skulls are...
Mine is, for sure.
It might actually literally be. I mean, if you're a big guy, your skull is actually fairly thick. Skull's it's like 7 to 14 millimeters. So
that's probably a couple of inches.
A half inch, half-inch thick skull-ish. Yeah, you basically implant the device.
And so it would be like a 1 inch square? Or 1 inch in diameter?
Yeah,
so an inch circle, like a circular?
Yeah, I think like a smartwatch or something like that. Or
okay.
Yeah.
Our brain-computer interface is fully implantable, cosmetically invisible, and designed to control a computer or mobile device anywhere you go. Skip this section. And they use a surgical robot to do it too. That's what they did to do this last procedure, or the first procedure on this person, January 28th. The threads of our implant are so fine that they can't be inserted by the human hand. Our surgical robot has been designed to reliably and efficiently insert these threads where they need to be. Listen here. This isn't worth it. Not for me, at least. I understand for someone who wants to move around and stuff, but I really feel like Elon Musk, I really feel like this is a waste of your bread, ain't it? Like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your money. But for someone who's supposed to be against the government, everything you do seems to be about keeping us jacked into the government. The electric cars. Like, we're not dumb. We know the government can shut that shit down if they ever wanna stop us from driving and we have Teslas. We know they can just press a button and shut it down. We know that. And you want us to do the same thing with Neuralink? A brain reading device? I understand the benefits of having it as a prosthetic. But to slowly, like, it's not even good enough yet, but to slowly move up and down on a phone and search for information. Like, I don't know about this. But this is not the whole point, guys. The whole point is, like, I understand supplying the military with it, or supplying warriors with it. But the whole point I'm trying to get at is, why is Elon Musk always at the forefront nowadays in terms of directly jacking us into the government? You guys ever notice that shit? His cars, like I like his car, so I still want one. I still want that Model Y, that performance. But if the government wanted to, they can just shut my car off. They can probably have it on auto drive and have it drive it back. Same thing with having a chip in your brain. Like, they're saying that the chip is on the surface. It's underneath the surface layer of the brain. That's where they're putting it at. This big ass chip right here. They're saying that they're putting it underneath the surface of your brain. So think about that. They gotta open up your skull, and then they gotta slide that shit into, like, they gotta cut a little incision into your brain, and then slide that into the top layer of your brain, and then connect each one of those wires to different neurons and pathways in your brain. Son, what if you're walking down the street and some badass kid throw a basketball at your head? What's gonna happen, son? Like, this shit shifts, you're gonna be paralyzed. You're gonna be done. Like, before I even start looking into stuff like this, y'all gotta find a better way to be able to put this in people's bodies. Like, there's no way in hell anybody, any average person should be getting this. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. Everybody get these. Fuck around. The government can extend or shorten your life with them. They can control like how much time you got, all types of bullshit. Like, I don't got time for that. Elon Musk, man. I fuck with a lot of things you're doing, but you gotta, like, every new project you do, it's just another way to jack humanity into the system. Like, I think you work for Skynet, bro. If they existed, I think Elon Musk worked for them. Like, he's pushing us down this path. Neuralink's device comprises a chip and electrode arrays with over 1,000 super thin, flexible conductors. All of these are being inserted into your head and are delicately threaded into the cerebral cortex by a surgical robot, where they register thoughts related to motion. The ultimate goal, according to Elon Musk, is to enable computer control through thought. Sounds pretty risky, I know. And the potential drawbacks of Neuralink's brain implant technology includes the risk of brain injury or infection during the implantation process, or while you have it in general, as our brain is very sensitive and even a small injury can cause permanent damage or death. There are also concerns about the potential for abuse, such as unauthorized access to and control of the implant, as well as the theft of personal information. But worst of all would be the complete takeover of these implants by government agencies to possibly control the populace, possibly through mind controlling whoever has the chip or acting as an actual GPS tracker for any civilian they wanted to keep eyes on. Especially in 20, 30 years down the line from now, you never know, we may end up living in a world where these implants become mandatory to even operate in day-to-day lives in society. There are safety concerns raised by regulatory experts, including the device's lithium battery, the potential migration of the implant's tiny wires to other areas of the brain, and the removal of the device without damaging brain tissue. The intense nature of the implantation process, which involves replacing a piece of the skull, has raised some concerns amongst people. It seems people just don't like the idea of a hole being drilled into their skull, just to be able to barely operate an electronic device like your phone or tablet. And aside from the potential benefits that brain interface technology can offer, there's always the concern also for its implicated military use. The possibility of transferring consciousness of a soldier to a field combat robot, or having one Spec Ops member be able to simultaneously control 10 or more attack drones while being under fire. This will be insane. It will be like turning warfare into something like a game, like it's a plaything. People already feel this way with the drones we have now in UAVs. And we can't forget about the possibility that this type of tech getting into the hands of the government, or worse, corrupt private companies that could use this tech to spy on citizens, monitoring and controlling everything we do. All valid concerns in my damn opinion. But for now, the main goal of BCI is to replace or restore useful function to people disabled by neuromuscular disorders such as sclerosis, cerebral palsy, stroke, or spinal cord injury. Lose access to your motor functions? Then this field of study would probably be able to assist you in walking or talking again. But what exactly does this achievement actually mean? It means we're taking the next step, guys, into a future where the flesh merges with metal, where humanity and technology becomes one. Technology that you usually only see in sci-fi films like The Matrix, or a future where individuals can literally plug in, like Ghost in the Shell, to a whole new reality called the net. Have your arms, organs, and eyes replaced for a more advanced upgrade than the one you were born with.
Say something nice.
You chose those?
The tactical.
Always for the job.
What else I got?
They suit you.
Yeah? I got night vision, Malisu, and X-ray. I guess I see like you now.
Don't worry. You'll get used to it.
Or hell, we may eventually end up in a time and place where it's so similar to Ghost in the Shell or any of these other films and forms of media that we've seen, to where we'll just be able to take our brains and put it into complete cyborg bodies that will be almost completely identical to the real things. This is the future we're headed towards, guys. Now, it's honestly up to society to make sure this type of technology, along with AI as well, is under control and it's limited. You wouldn't want someone having the ability to just flip a switch and be able to start controlling you. Shut your eyes or organ down if you ever speak out against the institutions or the government, or they can just use it to just straight up take you out by flipping a switch. And even in a worst case scenario, we wouldn't want another Skynet and Terminator scenario where the world is overran by AI whose sole purpose is to cull humanity. So thanks for joining me again today, guys. Let me know what I should cover next, and be safe, everyone.
Yeah, first of all, it's just another example of how great this country is. When there's a need and the technology's there, and people that are brilliant develop these products, and they're for the good of mankind. But let's make sure from a ethical and from a control standpoint, we don't let things get out of control with this stuff. That's all.